Hello everybody and welcome back to Tree of Tranquility. We have now entered into winter. It's so hard to believe that we're coming up to the end of the year already. So we'll take a quick look at our calendar here and you'll see that winter is rather quiet. There really isn't anything going on until our very last week, where you can see we actually have 2 festivals and our monthly flea market. There are still a few things to do in winter though, however. We are able to still grow crops, so that will keep us busy along with all the other routines, chores, and other things that we have to do. And because it's the first of the month, we also have a newcomer that has come to the village as well. So we're going to hopefully meet our new neighbor. We're going to plant some new stuff, and I have a couple of other things that hopefully I can fit in as well. Alright, so I took the bell seeds that I had purchased from Craig at the festival, and I have those in my bag. We're first going to get rid of what we have here. I found that leaving the crops from the previous season was actually a better idea, because that way you don't have to plow the field. You still have to use energy to get rid of the plants, so it's completely up to you what you want to do. You'll either have to re-till the soil or just chop the crops down. So we'll clear up our field here. I've also grabbed the hoe. I've got 4 rows I'd like to plant, so we'll start with that. The other thing that we can grow in wintertime is buckwheat, and I think that's pretty much about it for what we can grow. We can go have a look at Ruth's to see if there's anything else that we want to grab. I do believe maybe there's 2 or 3 different flower varieties to choose from, but there really isn't a lot in comparison to other seasons. So if you're a completionist and you want to grow everything in winter, it probably won't take you very long because there's just less choice available. So we'll start with this. Save some of my energy for some other things I want to cover today. Go ahead and water these. I'm not sure if the inn is open on Sundays. I think they are actually closed today. We should swing by Waffletown and take a look, because our newcomer is going to be at the Sunday inn. That's where we can meet him. So why don't I let my animals out and just finish up the last of my chores here, and we'll start with that. Gotta remember to feed my silkworm. Luckily I haven't forgotten yet. I've got all my chores down pat. And hopefully we can add some more animals at some point too. So fingers crossed, with any luck, hopefully we can meet our newcomer today. And if not, I guess it will have to wait. So let's read the sign here. And it does look like they are closed on Sundays, so that's a real shame. That's kind of the frustrating thing about villagers coming on Sundays, I find, is that a lot of the places you need to go to Trigger to meet them are always closed. So I guess we'll have to add that to our to-do list. But you can see here that the house that this villager lives in has been added to the map. And our new villager is going to be Chase, which is another marriage candidate for females. I gotta say, I kind of like his little garden he's got going on in the front. I find it really funny that Hamilton was talking about making the housing district where we live, and we have all this space, but yet they're cramming all these houses into this little area here. So let's swing by Souffle Farm, and we'll just get a confirmation of what Ruth has for us. So you can see we have 3 options from her store: buckwheat that I had mentioned, anemone seeds, which are red flowers, so you can grow these if you haven't yet got the red honey. Any red flower works. And then we also have snowflake flowers, which are yellow. So let's go ahead and just pick up 1 bag of each of the flowers, just to add it to the shipping list, and I will probably grow buckwheat once I've finished with the herb seeds. So let's go ahead and buy 6 of these, just so I don't have to keep coming back to Ruth's, and that should keep me busy for quite a while, I hope. And she also doesn't have anything that we can actually buy this month from her crop section, which is a little bit weird, but that's alright. I'm not going to run home and rush to grow those because we've already sort of taken care of our fields today. I'm going to run back to Waffle Town really quickly because there was one more store that I forgot to check that I probably should have checked while I was in Waffle Town, but sort of an afterthought. Sometimes I get a little bit confused with business hours because Waffle Town's businesses are a mixture of stores that are closed on Sundays and stores that are closed on Mondays. So the inn, the tailors, the town hall are all closed on Sundays, but On the Hook and the general store are closed on Mondays. So when is the clinic closed? Oh, they are closed on Mondays. Alright, perfect. I just want to drop by the clinic really quick, and I want to buy an item. I'm going to buy a couple of these Super Stay Awakes. I'm just going to buy 2 for now. And I may or may not be using those a little bit later. And that was pretty much all I had planned. In my head, I think I imagined it taking a lot longer, but we actually still have some video time left, which is great. We can move on to the next item on the agenda. And that is going to be to go and see the area that the bear was guarding on the mountain. I mentioned that I was able to get past the bear. I befriended it, and it's now moved out of the way. And so we're going to go and see the Harvest Goddess Pond. I haven't been here in a couple of days, so I'll probably do some foraging as well. Got a couple of shining bamboo shoots, which is great because they sell for a decent amount of money. And once you've befriended the mother bear, at the foot of the mountain, somewhere, you should see the baby bear hanging around. Here it is. So you can now befriend the cub, and you can have it as a pet. Okay, I think that's all there is. So we will now head up the mountain, and we will see the conclusion to this mystery of what it is that that bear was guarding. Of course, I cleared this area out, so it's much easier to walk through now. Be careful on the log so you don't fall over. And you can see now that I can just walk right past it with no problems. And you can't go in the den, which is probably a good idea. We don't want to disturb the bear. So we're greeted to this really, really beautiful area. I mean, look at this. This is just absolutely breathtaking. And when you first enter, you'll walk up to the upper area here and we'll get a bit of a cutscene. The farmer just decides this is a good place to take a nap, I guess. And we're once again greeted by the harvest goddess. Just like we have been seeing in our dreams. And even though we're closer to where she last was, she's still not able to get her words out fully. But we can kind of see what she's trying to say. Basically, she's trying to ask us to plant a new tree. I guess the rumors are true, and there is some sort of seedling that we're able to find. I think it was Dale that had mentioned a rumor about a seedling for a new mother tree. Now she's a bit stingy with the help, and she's not gonna really give us any help in trying to figure out where that is, but I guess we're just gonna have to keep talking to the harvest sprites to gather more clues. So this shining item on the ground here is a power berry, and you can pick this up if you want to, but I'd actually recommend leaving that, and the reason why is because in this area is the place where we're going to be able to find that woodfish, the final ingredient we need for Alan's rainbow. And this is a very, very difficult fish to grab. It can only be caught in between 7 at night and 5 o'clock in the morning. And the reason that that is kind of a shame is because in all probability, if you're fishing right up until 5 in the morning, your farmer wakes up at 6 in the morning, and you're going to risk being extremely tired and very, very exhausted the next day. It's going to put a huge hindrance on your chores and things like that. So there's a couple of different methods to try and catch this fish. The first is to save, and if you don't get the fish and you've wasted a few days, just reset. You can do that if you want. And the second method is a method that I discovered, and it's why I bought these super stay awakes. I discovered through trial and error that you can actually keep your farmer up for 2 full days without ever needing to sleep. So you can fish all night. If you don't get the fish, you can take this super stay awake. You can do all of your chores like you normally would. And then you can try again the next day, take another stay awake, do your chores, but make sure that you go to bed on that 3rd day, because if you don't, you'll automatically go to bed. Your farmer will say, I haven't had sleep in 3 days, I'm extremely tired, I need to go to bed, and you'll waste a day. So I may or may not demonstrate that for you guys, just to sort of show what that actually looks like. I don't know if I've explained it well enough, but these can be purchased for relatively cheap from the clinic, and it's really a great tool to use to maximize the amount of time that you're getting without needing to sleep. I'm going to go to my stats really quick here, and I'm going to go to my tool section. Now, my fishing rod is very, very close to being level 3, and to try and catch the woodfish, I would recommend a fishing rod that is level 3 and is silver or better, because the woodfish also takes an extreme amount of energy to catch. So if you actually manage to catch the woodfish, what you can do is you can then take that power berry, eat it, and gain all of your stamina back for free. And this is why this is the most difficult fish in the entire game to catch, and why it's the most difficult ingredient to find for the rainbows, is just because it's so incredibly gimmicky. And I also didn't mention, but I think it goes without saying, that the fish is also extremely rare, so you could be fishing for days and never find it. Again, it's completely up to you, dependent on your playstyle. If you're not in any hurry to finish the story, you could just try one day and go back another. Some people might want to maximize the amount of time that they're spending doing other things, so they might want to use that reset trick. You might want to stock up on stay awakes, whatever it is you want. Alright, well now that I spent all that time explaining that, hopefully you guys sort of understand what it was I was trying to say. And that's gonna pretty much finish up our day. We can put all the animals back inside, and I can ship the stuff that I picked up. This is also going to be a good time for me to finish up the tree plot up there. I just realized that I never got around to actually planting more trees, but I should really do that in winter now that I probably have a bit more time to do so. And I guess we can quickly read this letter in the mailbox. And I believe this is from our new resident. When you need some rest and relaxation, come on over and unwind with some of our delicious food or at the bar in the evening. Oh, I almost forgot, but my grandma's protege has returned to the inn. Maybe you can expect something new and yummy. Don't be a stranger. Maya. Okay, so it's from Maya, but I do believe you only get that letter after Chase arrives on the island. So all in all, I think it was a pretty successful first day of winter. And hopefully it's going to be a really fun and productive season for us. So stay tuned, guys. I definitely have more to come. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope that I will see you next time.